And we've got a live mic, Daniel, so you can stop talking about foot fetishes now.
Oh, God.
Okay, on that note, shall we begin?
Yes.
Boom.
Hello and welcome. We're the Bitches with Beards, and we love to talk all things culture.
On this podcast, we chat our top 3 cultural moments of the week.
It's the Cultural Three-Way. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Max. We saw you from across the bar.
And we really enjoyed your vibes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yet again, putting on the correct headphones.
It would help on occasion, maybe. Maybe not. Who's to say?
It's a bit late on a Friday night. We went to see a movie. So I'm going to say it's out right now because we forget every time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to spoil and say that pretty much our lucky pair of this week is going to be The Devil Wears Prada 2. If you have not seen it yet, I would highly recommend listening to about the first 20 minutes of this podcast.
And then turn off.
When I start, we'll try and give another warning again. We're not going to go spoiler, but at the same time, it's an emotional movie. A lot of what we're going to talk about is the emotional arcs the characters go through.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, Daniel,
yes.
You had a week and you cancelled plans for tomorrow, even though you had a day off today, which says it was a tough week for you.
It was a horrible week, and I legally can't get into much of any of it. And it's all work-related. Listeners, don't worry. I'm not named in anything, but it was just like the idiots were out, lawsuits were flying. I'm like, I just cannot right now, and I'm like, the only thing getting me through this is the fact that I've got a 3-week vacation in September planned.
Which I completely forgot about, but the hubs asked you about it, and you had a really nice conversation.
Yeah, no, we did, but it's literally, that was the only thing that got me through it. So today I had a day off, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go up to the cathedral because they were having their annual flower sale. I'm like, flowers will put me in a good mood.
Yeah,
Did not help. Which is why I'm canceling the plans tomorrow. I'm like, I should be in nature a little bit more, and then maybe just recharge as best I can.
Yeah, I know that before I started my new job, I had a day. We were getting very stressed. It was between it's my week off, and I did my museum day, and I was very stressed about stuff like taxes and stuff. We were getting a lot of our paperwork sorted, and I looked around in the Natural History Museum, and it just didn't work.
Right.
And I enjoyed it.
Yes,
and
that was the thing. Like, it's the thing that makes you happy, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah. And I love dinosaurs, and it just didn't help. It's very busy, but I went down to the art gallery, and that did, because it was a different form. Like dinosaurs are very, cool, aren't they amazing? And then whereas art was very much like you're hit by, I remember this is invoking a memory. So it is sometimes that wasn't the right thing for you today. Yeah,
I mean, I might try, now that you're mentioning this, I might go to the Smithsonian Art Gallery just because I haven't been in a while and see if that might provoke something. It's one of these, I know I need to do something, I just don't know what it is, if that makes sense, But I know it doesn't necessarily need to be around people, because I can't, for 4 hours, people are going to come up, oh my gosh, how's work going? I can't do that. But I know they're going to do that with good intentions, but I can't have that conversation.
Well, it's why, on a Friday, when I was, very much during unemployment, we have lovely friends, John and Lissa, who we go out every Friday, and eventually I was like, I can't. It's some nights I also said to say to the hubs is I can't go out.
Yes.
Because I just don't want to repeat my week. It's becoming I don't want to talk about it. And he understood, and he was like, but it's just sad that this is where it's at, that you just don't want to talk to people, because talking to people means you're having to be reminded of the stresses you're going through.
Right.
So this is our way of saying, lovely listeners, is that, self-care, if you don't want to, if something's stressing you out, don't do it.
Yeah. And it's fine if you don't do it. I mean, don't become a hermit. I have no intention of becoming a hermit, but it's I know that I can't be the person I need to be around others at this time. Really.
And there's no harm in, if you are stressing with people, is that, and you also, what they say is, do you need a soapbox or do you need a shoulder?
Yes.
And I think there's a third option, isn't there? Do you a soapbox, a shoulder, or
a good fucking,
or a is it a soapbox, a shoulder, or a therapist?
Fair.
I think that is it. And the therapist is the one that offers you advice, and a shoulder is a soapbox just keeps quiet. Mm-hmm. A shoulder is soft love, and a therapist is tough love.
Yes, but it's one of these weird things. I'm not sure what I need right now, but it's one of these because I can't put my finger on what I need right now. I know that, but I also know that I was on, as a very introverted person, I was on this week the entire time, and I'm like, I can't be on for like another 5-hour period. Like that would just break me at this point.
Yeah, I get that.
So, anyways, that was enough of my week. How was your week?
We're good again. It's going. I had my birthday last weekend. It was lovely. We kept it very, very quiet, fun. But I just didn't want to go be around a lot. I said, like you, a lot of people. Yeah. It takes a bit more work, but we got in had lovely meal, lovely curry, and then we had quiet day, some brunch, and I went to watch Star Wars. So no, it was great. And work has been quiet this week, but we have slowly been reintegrating Miss Rosie back into the house. She's upstairs, I think, now, so she's wandering about. We've got the lovely little handsome buggy.
He didn't run away.
Hey, birdie. He's so handsome. Anyway, on that, we should push on because, Daniel, we do not like to leave our guests on their own for too long. No. So I think we should move on to the foreplay.
Yes, we should warm up with some foreplay. My culture for this week, my 3 little bits. 2 are music related and 1 is definitely food related. So, rediscovered a song that was on my Spotify that I absolutely love and adore from Aretha Franklin. Don't play that song. It is don't ask me why, it's a good breakup song, but for some reason it was just hitting the feel that I needed this week. The other song this week was one that we heard this evening, but I've been playing it all this week, is Lady Gaga and Doechii Runway from The Devil Wears Prada 2. It is very catchy. It's very good. I also love the music video.
Yeah.
It's fun, and there's a lot of callback to a lot of Gaga eras and references in it. My food of the week, I got a little bit bougie because I thought, maybe food would make me feel better this week. It didn't, but I made these wonderful sandwiches this entire week, and it was prosciutto, fig jam, mozzarella, and some arugula pressed onto some sourdough bread that was heated, and it was delicious.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. How about you? What was your culture for the week?
For comedy, I went to see Alana Glazer at the Comedy Loft. She's trying out her hour before she comes back here. I think she's doing one of the bigger venues. Mm-hmm. She was good. I've only ever seen her. I love Broad City. Mm-hmm. I saw her one of her specials, and she wasn't brilliant in it. I felt she was too I'm off Broad City. She was much more of a comedian in this one. Mm-hmm. I think she could have gone a bit bigger with her delivery, but she's also trying out stuff, and it was a good hour. I think she's going to do really well.
Yeah.
Went to see 45 the musical last Friday. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. If you're in DC, try and catch it. It really is excellent. It's really got motherfucking Obama. It's got some good twists. It's comedy, but it's poignant in places. But generally, the music is absolutely excellent. I really cannot recommend it enough.
Was it 2 acts or 1 act?
2 acts. It's a full musical.
Full musical. Okay.
I've got merch from it as well.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Then went to see Michael, the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, I was going to ask, yes.
It's good. They couldn't really go into too much because apparently all the lawsuits got tied up together with, and so they can't even speak about it. Like a lot of this stuff. It does end before the allegations happen. Miss Rosie, leave the old man alone. Good girl. He just sits there, looks shocked.
Who's touching me?
It wasn't a bad film. The performances were excellent. I felt that I learned a bit more about how his career overlapped with the Jackson 5. Mm-hmm. But there was this the bit that made me really uncomfortable was Bubbles, the chimp. And it's more like I've seen way too many horror movies. I'm like, that chimp's going to rip someone's face off.
Well, yes, I would probably go in that same direction too if I saw him.
And then there was a bit where he's talking to LaToya, and then it cuts to the snake on the couch, and I screamed because I don't like snakes.
Right,
and
I would too.
I was messaging our friend Christian about this, and he's like, I thought that motherfucking snake was going to eat LaToya. And I'm like, me too, at one point. LaToya did not get eaten by the snake, but that's another story.
Well,
but
LaToya's still with us.
it's a good film, but it's not amazing. But I'm sure a lot of people find it very entertaining, and it celebrates him as a star. They want to do a sequel that will be interesting, but that's when the sequel would be when he really starts to become very eccentric, for want of a better word. And
I don't know that it's going to have the
and you can't go that route.
Power that or appeal that they think it's going to have.
Anyway, that was Culture for us, but we want to make sure that you're taken care of.
So now we ask the question, who's your top, who's your bottom, and who is your lucky Pierre?
So Daniel, who's your top, who's your bottom, and who is your lucky Pierre?
Well, I did a lot of research this week and a lot of stories, and if there's overlap, I apologize, and if you have a market used for next week. So anyways, I'm just picking and choosing right now, other than my lucky Pierre. So not necessarily a bottom of the week, but what I'm going to call the bottom of the week. It was announced that Evita is coming to Broadway. Yes. The Western production will be transferring to Broadway in 2027.
Shocking no one, but good luck.
With Rachel Ziegler reprising her role as the title of Eva Perón. It will be directed by Jamie Lloyd and will land at the Schubert Theater. And because of where it's landing, they're likely not going to do the balcony scene.
Yes.
Out in the street situation. And no word yet as to how long the run is planned. Yeah. So, all right. Top of the week is that New York City Pride has named their Grand Marshal. My favorite, Peppermint, has been named the Grand Marshal for the 2026 Pride due to her work with expanding trans visibility. So, yay. Very happy about that. And I think this time it's going to be the same week as DC Pride.
Yeah, because we all moved about, aren't we?
Yeah, like we're shifted back past a week. Well, maybe there's not an overlap. I don't.
I know the Hubs is away that weekend.
Oh, I don't even know now. All right, so my lucky Pierre of the week, because this is a Taylor Swift podcast in disguise, in case you didn't know it. So Taylor Swift has 3 trademark applications with the U.S. Patent Office. 2 are for her voice, with the phrases "Hey, it's Taylor Swift" and "Hey, it's Taylor," and 1 is her visual trademark, aka her in a bodysuit with silver boots with a pink guitar in front of a stage. There's a belief by experts that this is to head off any use of AI to do deepfakes, aka such as the sexploitation of Kanye West in a certain music video and a certain political endorsement that she did not do for a certain individual. And this follows a growing trend with other movie stars and film personalities and music individuals such as Matthew McConaughey, who has 8 of these currently with the U.S. Patent Office, including his trademark, all right. I was
about to say, I was wondering if he could do that because it is someone else's, but then I go, it's synonymous with him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll say this. Whenever you go to Austin, Texas, he's everywhere because he's from Austin. Yeah. And, like, that phrase is everywhere. Like, so I understand. And I think it's rather interesting that, we're having this conversation about AI on the heels of, using holograms, such as Michael Jackson's hologram, post, the death of these individuals, and they didn't have any say. And now you're getting to a place where you're getting out in front of it. I think it's
definitely always going to be interesting. And I know at the moment there's a film coming out where Val Kilmer, who had worked on it, it was completed by AI. But I'm also like Rogue One used Peter Cushing for Governor Tarkin over an actor looks just like him. The actor's another British guy, and it's like at what point? I don't know. It was very like I get why they wanted to make him look like Peter Cushing, and the family signed off on it and said that's fine. But it was like, well, couldn't you just recast him? Yeah. Like the actor that played him is a very accomplished actor. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very weird situation. There should be, but I'm glad she's getting ahead of it, and it's acts like that because it's when someone like fights and brings a law in that it makes it easier for others and smaller artists to start protecting themselves. Yeah. It is about that initial ripple moving through the pond.
Yeah. All right, Max. Now it's up for you. Who's your top and bottom in Lucky Pierre?
So I think my bottom this week is, it was going to be something about the cost of beauty, but I'm like, I was like, this is not rippling through the culture. The fact that the United States has just been lectured by King Charles on its 250th anniversary is not a good sign. We're not going to go into it because we aren't trying to get too political, but I would say that I don't want to say it's hard to say that I have a top but for me is just like, there was a lot of complaints about Charles coming over here. Sorry, we need to keep this relationship going.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, if you're pissed off with someone, so you shout at them and then they stop communicating, you can't complain then that that everything else falls apart.
Right.
You know, Sakir is in England fucking that one up, but let's face it. But, you know, at the moment, Charles coming over and some beautifully said words.
Yes.
And some lectures. I did like the, you always say, without you that we'd be speaking German, without us you'd be speaking French. And there was some very clever stuff that went over a lot of heads, and clearly some stuff didn't, based on the faces we saw. But I think that what people need to understand is diplomacy is not black and white.
No.
And it is about, we as England are not an island. We are an island, but we cannot be that.
It's a very proud island.
Very proud island. And there was comparisons with Hugh Grant.
Yes.
So I think we need to sit there and just acknowledge that Charles really went in. I think his mum would have been very proud of how he went in.
It was a masterclass in diplomacy, double entendre, and shade.
Yeah.
But it was words that needed to be said. I am saying that.
Yeah. So my top of the week is that Laura Dern will be going into the White Lotus.
Yes.
It's been a very interesting week. So it was announced that,
it was a bit of a roller coaster this week.
Helena Bonham Carter, who was cast in it, is no longer the character was not working out.
Right.
So this season's going to be started for two different hotels and around the Cannes Film Festival. So that's why the cast is so stacked. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to know who's going to be the guests we're going to follow, versus who's going to be the people staff and fleshing out like the festival. So they said it was, and this happens, and Helena naturally goes for bigger roles. So there probably is. I was like that kind of fits, that her role is going to be hard to pinpoint. Mm-hmm. Then it was announced that Jennifer Tilly was going to be pulled in. Now, she's in one of the Real Housewives at the moment.
She is a friend of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay. Jennifer Tilly has been. She plays. Is it? Oh my God! Is it Cindy in the Chucky movies?
Yes.
So she's very famous. She's been around for years.
She's also filthy rich.
Filthy rich. How does she get her? Is she married to her money?
She was married to the person who created The Simpsons. They divorced, and she got half
That's
of it.
it. Yeah,
she's worth over $40 million, and she's also won a lot because she's also a professional poker player.
Yeah, but she's also like she's a cultural icon.
She is.
You really need to look at someone that's just had her career. Mm-hmm. I think she's like one of the last of the great trash movie scream queens.
Yes.
Karen Black, I would say Karen Black from the 70s. Mm-hmm. I feel like she's like took the spirit with her. Mm-hmm. But no, when they announced Jennifer Tilly, I'm like, no, that doesn't seem right. That's too close to her.
Yeah.
So then Laura Dern came up. But Laura Dern, I'm never against.
Right.
What is interesting though is there's rumours that Helena clashed with Sandra Bernhard.
Oh, interesting.
But then others are saying that's not true.
Will we ever know?
No, and I hope it's nothing. Legitimately, I can see, based on what Laura Dern's doing at the moment, just with everything, that makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so my lucky Pierre of the week is Devil Wears Prada 2, groundbreaking.
Or I'm going to say The Devil Wears Prada 2, The Redemption of the Devil.
Lessons learned.
Yes.
As we said,
growth.
Spoilers.
Yes, growth.
I loved it.
I did too.
The only downside I would say is it was cursed with a very rushed beginning.
Yes, the beginning was a little bit. Yes.
Like it was like boom, boom. I'm like, but that's very common at the moment. Mm-hmm. Like they just get through and then
you work through the narratives as it goes through. Yes.
But it didn't repeat it like the Hubs was extras, and he was like, it is hitting all the beats of the original, and it did, but it also didn't play there was no iconic reveal for Miranda in this one because we've done that reveal.
Right.
There cannot be another moment of it.
There can't be another Cerulean Blue moment. Like,
and it was brave in the sense that I felt that she was still Miranda.
yes.
But she had less power.
She had a lot less power. And she was aware that she had less power.
But in the age of HR, in the age of smaller budgets, of people just not paying attention. And it was a slightly darker film.
It was a much darker film. It's about a woman who has built an empire and it's being taken away from her.
And the lack of journalism changing and,
And the reality of print of where, the stories are no longer the feature, the advertisements are the feature.
And there was, I mean, like I said, we're always going to say spoiler, but, it has a very satisfying ending to it.
Yes, it does.
In a way that I was like, okay, let's wrap it. They're done with this now. There's logical next steps for where, I think we know where a couple of characters will probably end up in what positions. It wasn't too squeaky clean like that. You had moments of recognition moving. You had Miranda will still be Miranda.
Yes.
It's slightly a little bit more humble and aware of everything. The fashion was amazing.
The fashion was stunning. Oh my gosh.
I think though the Hub said the only kind of misstep he saw was that Andy's outfit for the finale fashion show was not. It was not. It was like the houndstooth.
Oh yeah,
dress, and it looked a little bit too heavy for what should be a night of elegance.
Yeah, I think the material was a little bit heavier than what it needed to be.
Yeah,
it was a houndstooth tweed, sort of a Caroline
It just looked
Herrera.
too hot. It would have looked great in the Hamptons or something like cooler or somewhere cooler or.
Yeah, or it would look better at a private event, not at a fashion show.
Yeah, but no, I thought then there were some lovely little points. Like we flashed back to a couple of people. It was nice that they still had some people working at Runway that you were like, oh, they're still there. Others not. Everyone was. They had a lot of new people in. Couple of like real quick cameos from. People were just nice. They fleshed out the background with who out of the newbies did you like?
I mean, Simone.
Yeah,
she was fantastic.
Just perfect.
Yes, and I did love Kenneth Branagh's character.
Yeah,
because I mean that character wasn't on screen in the first one at all, from what I remember.
He wasn't in the first one.
Yeah.
That was because she was married
and was divorcing,
and then since then she's remarried,
right? So it was nice to actually see someone who Miranda was with, and to see them have very intimate interactions. I mean, nothing salacious, listeners, but like it was good to see the more human side of her. Like he brought that out.
Well, what was interesting though, wasn't it, was that he said he stopped drinking, and she said he said these events are harder for him, that he's not drinking. She said, well, they're easier for me.
Yeah.
And that's actually a flashback to, in a way, I'm not saying, we don't know what the exact details are, but a deleted scene from the first one where her husband is wasted drunk and acting like an idiot. Simone Ashley was stunning.
She was absolutely stunning.
She was meant to be the new Emily, but not in such an Emily. She was a millennial. She was a Gen Z Emily.
Yeah.
So she was a little bit more tactful, a bit more aware.
We can't say that.
Then I think she did they gave us some great liners, but she's stunningly beautiful. They gave us some gorgeous stuff. There's like this sort of, you could see why Miranda would want her on her arm, like moving through it. Again, I started going, and was it worth it? I thought that was brilliant. There was great comedy moments where there was some setup, some punchlines for some potential jokes up from the first one.
Yeah.
Hanging a coat was brilliant. Walking into the cafeteria was genius. It just was really I liked it, and I was saying after we left the cinema was that I saw the first one when I was starting as an assistant myself in the film industry, and to see this one come back when as I'm starting a new job and it's about career pivots, it was really like, okay, I guess these movies will follow me through and they're going to have that spot. Honestly, I would be like someone said, I'd be the Prada movies are just. Very well done.
They came into my life when they needed to.
I will at one point go through like it's 10 times better in terms of story than the sequel book.
Yes.
10 times. But that was done very quickly after. So that was very much like, I think they were like waiting. We have our sequel. And I know the cast was waiting for the sequel, not for them. They weren't. So
yeah,
I would say my last final thought on it was there was a beautiful bit where Stanley Tucci asked Nigel Kipling asked Andy what she had for dinner and called her bluff on the fact she had lied about getting it.
Oh yeah.
And he quickly mentioned that's so and so, not so and so. That was blatantly written. So Stanley, that was so Stanley Tucci.
That was Stanley in real life.
He goes, that's Venetian, not Milanese. And it was a way I was like, oh, you got a bit of Stanley in there, because no one would even know how to pronounce the cuisine, let alone. I was like, good for you.
It was very nice.
So what about you? What was your final thoughts on it?
Final thoughts. I think that they humanized and redeemed the devil, quote unquote. I think Miranda ended in a good place in the first one, but like I think it made her more approachable in this one. I think there was a lot of growth in the characters. I almost cried at the line at the very end that Stanley Tucci said.
He had some great stuff in it.
With Andy, like the last 3 minutes, I was just like, oh my God, fairy godmother. Oh, Nigel. Like it was one of those situations. It was so good. It was very nice. I was very satisfied. I would watch it. As I was saying as we were coming back, I thought there was more depth to this one than the first one. So
true.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should move on to the end of the episode, and may the bridges that we burn light guide our way.
Yes, may they.
What do you think culture's going to be next week?
Oh my God, I hope it's not work. Literally, that's what I'm hoping at this point, that it's not work.
Yeah.
It's been that bad. It has been that bad. Yeah.
Well, it's my hubs' birthday on Tuesday, so we've got a lovely weekend of little bitty bits planned and some Derby, and it's Star Wars Day on Monday, and I'm going to see it at the IMAX. There's no movies out next week I can see, so I'm going to see a 20-minute preview of The Mandalorian.
Really? There's nothing out next week?
It's, I think, Mortal Kombat, which I've not seen the first one, Mario Galaxy, not seen the first one, Prada is the big movie out. Well, anyway, Daniel...
I'm Matt.
God, you did it this week. He's drunk again. 2 martinis.
I had that 12 hours ago. Anyways, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Max. And thank you for being our third this week.
Cheers.
A big thank you to everyone for tuning in to Daniel Max's Cultural Freeway and for giving us a listen.
Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review, and follow us on the socials.
You can find us under Bearded Bitch Pod or Bitches with Beards. Please remember that only a mother could love our views and opinions, and they reflect us and no one else.
We'll be here next week, unless we're cancelled.